Hello everyone, my name is Torun Chakraborty, a physical education teacher, and you are watching PE Worlds. Once again, I came with another video, and this video is absolutely for ICSE Class 10 Physical Education. As you all know, for this year, the question pattern have been changed. There will be MCQ questions as well as descriptive type questions for section A, and there will be 8, 9, 8 question pattern for section B, means the games. You have to select two games and you have to answer the questions from these two games only. So here in this video I am going to give you the questions and answers from the first chapter, that is human growth and development. I will be focusing on the descriptive type of questions this time, because the MCQ questions have been the video of these MCQ questions have been done before, so you can check this out in the playlist link what I have given as ICSE Physical Education. There are a lot of videos given on MCQ questions and answers. Here in this video, or the videos what I'll be making further, in these videos I'll be discussing the descriptive type of questions as well as the answers, so that will be helpful for your examination. As you know that along with that, I should mention that I have published a book for you, as I have done previous year also. This year I have done the second edition of the ICSE Physical Education for Class 10 book, so that will be very helpful for you. So the link of this book is also given in the description box. The questions and answer what I will be depicting in this video, that same kind of questions will be given in that book what I have published. So you can get the book as early as possible and you can start reading. So anyway, let's move to the questions and answers. As you can see, these MCQ questions and answers have been given, that I have made videos previously, that you can refer to that. So now straight away I am coming to the descriptive type of questions, that means 2 marks and 3 marks questions. Okay, the first question is, what do you mean by growth and development? So answer will be, the growth is defined as an irreversible constant increase in size, and development is defined as growth in psychomotor capacity. Means if you want to define growth, so growth is the constant increase in the size. If you talk about your height, if you talk about your weight and this kind of thing. Okay, but whenever you talk about development, development considers your psychology as well as your physical things. Okay, next question, what do you mean by human growth? So here the answer written in such a way, growth refers to physical increase in some quantity over time, including the changes in height, weight, body proportion and general physical appearance. Okay, so whenever you talk about growth, it will be indicating your height, weight, body proportion and general physical appearance only. Okay, now coming to the next question, what do you mean by development? Answer is, development refers to the qualitative changes. As you have seen in the growth, it was said as quantitative improvement. Here it is qualitative changes in the organism as a whole. It is continuous process through which physical, emotional and intellectual changes occur. Here not only the physical improvement happens, it here also the emotional as well as intellectual changes also happens. Means if I give an example, let's say in the childhood how you used to behave and now how you are behaving, the changes what happen, that comes in under development. Now there's a definition given, mention a definition of growth. So then you can refer to this definition, the entire series of anatomic and physiological changes taking place between beginning of the parental life and death, that has been said by Meredith. Okay, if the question comes like that, you can refer to this definition. Okay, now coming to development, if the question comes, mention a definition of development, then you can write this definition. Development means a progressive series of changes that occur in an orderly predictable pattern as a result of maturation and experience. That is given by E.B. Harlock. Okay, now this is an important question, that differentiate between human growth and development. So growth is indicative, that it increase in the body size, weight, etc, and development is not indicative, it is physical and psychological changes. Growth is a qualitative process and development is a quantitative process, that I have mentioned whenever I was describing the definition of growth and development. Okay, the growth is external in nature, that means whenever you are growing, that means your height is increasing, that is visible to everyone, and it stops after certain age. That means after certain age, basically it is considered that after 22 or 23 that growth stops. And development is eternal in nature, that means it will continue throughout your life, it is a continuous process. Means your as soon as you take birth in the earth, then your development starts and it will be ending whenever somebody dies. Okay, now next question is, mention the stages of human growth and development. So first, infancy 0 to 1 year, early childhood 0 to 5 years, late childhood 5 to 12 years, adolescence 12 to 19 years, early adulthood 19 to 40 years, middle adulthood 40 to 60 years, and late adulthood 60 years and above. Okay, so you can see in your book there will be that kind of differences given, like there are stages like infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, as well as old age. But I have given the variation in such a way so that it will be very very easy for you to understand exactly the what the stages are. Next question, what are the major areas of growth and development? That is very very important question. Somebody sometimes students mistakes in this: physical body growth, mental mind development, emotional means feelings, and social means interaction and relationships with others. These four areas of human growth and development are there, that has to be kept in mind very precisely. Next one is, describe the physical and emotional characteristic of infancy. So what I am saying, there will be questions like physical and emotional characteristics, or the question may come like that, describe the characteristics of infancy. So in that case you can write all this, but if the questions comes in such a way, the mental characteristics as I have given in the next question, that has to be written in a different way. Okay, they will be able to roll over, crawl, walk, grasp objects. They show anger, distrust, happiness, and excitement. So you can see that whenever the infancy, that means 0 to 1 year, in that particular age group, when the children are growing up, they will be able to roll over, they will be crawling, they will be walking, they will be grasping objects, they will show anger, they will be showing distrust, happiness also they will be showing by laughing or smiling, and they will be showing excitement in every cases. Now next one, describe the mental characteristics of infancy. Okay, so they respond to cold, say hunger, because whenever they will be feeling hungry they will be shouting or they will be just doing something else, and pain by crying, if they get pain then they will be crying. They begin to recognize their surrounding, you will be finding that they will be very much accustomed to be there with the people who are around them. Become aware of surrounding and people, because who are there by their surrounding, they will be trying to be aware of that. Next question, describe the physical characteristics of early childhood. So as I mentioned before that the questions may come like that, the physical characteristics, mental characteristics, separately the questions may come. So that's why the answers have been given away in that way. That's why I am asking you to get this book, so that it will be easy for you to read the context, and it will be helpful for you to prepare yourself accordingly as the questions and answers given. Anyway, describe the physical characteristics of early childhood. The growth is slower than infancy. Muscle coordination allows the child to run, climb, and move freely. They can write, they can draw, and use a fork and knife. Okay. Next question, describe the mental characteristics of early childhood. Now you can see here the answers given in that way. Their verbal growth progresses. That means they start speaking. That means they will be started to speak in a different way. That means one word, then two words. That is how they have a short attention span. Then you can see that they are attending towards. That means they are paying attention to you in a fraction of second. Their attention will be shifted to something else. They become curious and ask questions and recognize letters and some other words. Okay. Now next question is, describe the emotional characteristics of early childhood. The answer is that they develop self-awareness and recognize the effect. The children feel impatience and frustration as they try to do things beyond their capabilities. Basically, you can see in this case they will be trying to do something beyond their capability. That's why sometimes they get frustrated and they shout at that kind of thing. Okay. Now next question, describe the social characteristics of early childhood. So they do have a strong attachment to their parents. In this early childhood, they will be very much attached to their parents. Their needs are food, shelter and protection, love and security. These are the most important part for them. Next one, describe the physical characteristics of late childhood. As I mentioned that early childhood, late childhood, all the stages are there. Their specific characteristics can be asked, like as I mentioned here. That's what I'm repeatedly mentioning you that get this book and read the book as it is written, the answers written in the proper way, so that you can prepare yourself to the best way possible. So their physical growth is slow but steady. Their muscle coordination is well developed, and children can engage in physical activities that require complex motor sensory coordination. Basically, this is being said about those who are going into 3, 4, 5, this kind of age. So they will be trying to do some kind of jumping in a jumping jack or that kind of activities they will be able to do, or jumping in different direction, running in different direction, that kind of activities they can do. Okay. Next question, describe any 3 mental characteristics of late childhood. Mental characteristics have been asked. Much of the child's life centers around school. In this stage, reading and writing skills are learned, and the children understand abstract concepts like honesty, loyalty, values and morals. They start learning in this stage. Okay. Late childhood means, the question is given late childhood means their age group will be 5 to 12. In that particular age group, they will be developing their concepts like honesty, loyalty, values and morals. Okay. You can see that in that questions given, describe any 3 mental characteristics of late childhood. So this is the first one. In this stage, they reading and writing skills are learned. The children understand abstract concept like this. If you write this, then you will be getting 3 marks. Next question, describe any 3 social characteristics. The same way, they are more group oriented and ready to accept the opinions of the others. Okay, and learn to conform to rules and standard of behavior. They always will be group oriented. They always try to stay in groups. Their needs are the same as infancy and childhood, early childhood. That means their hunger, then thirsty, that kind of things will be there. Parental attachment will be there, along with the need of their reassurance, parental approval and peer acceptance. Means whenever they will be trying to do something, they will be taking assurance from the parents approval. They will be taking, they will be seeking their whether their parents are okay with that or not. And sometimes you can see that with the activities what they are doing, they will be checking with their peer whether they are accepting or not. Okay. Next question, describe the emotional characteristics of late childhood. In this stage, children achieve greater independence, and basically in early childhood how it was there, Beyond that, they will be developing their independence and more distinct personality. Okay, fears are replaced by their ability to cope. Sometimes in the early childhood they become fearful, but in that case, late childhood, they will be fears will be going, and they will be able to cope up with that. Next question. Describe any three physical characteristics of adolescence. Okay, in this stage, growth spurts, muscle coordination slows. The muscle coordination what was developing in the early childhood as well as late childhood, that will be little bit slowed down. Development of sexual organs of secondary sexual characteristics become evident in this case. That means whenever they will be coming to the adolescent stage, there will be secretion of sex hormones leads to onset of menstruation in girls and production of sperm and semen in boys, and body shape and form change. Their body will be there will be changes in the body. In the girls, basically it is evident. In the boys also it will be evident. Their voice will be a little bit harsh and that kind of thing, that will be observed. Okay, now next question. Describe any three mental characteristics of adolescence. Okay, so in this stage, most foundations are set. Development primarily involves an increase in the knowledge and sharpening of the skills. Whatever the skills they have developed in the early childhood as well as late childhood, that will be basically sharpened. Okay, they learn to make decisions and accept responsibility of their actions. So all the time they will be trying to take the responsibility of their actions. I mean, what the actions they are doing, they will be taking sometimes responsibility. Okay, next question. Describe any three social characteristics of adolescence. So they do spend less time with family and more time with their peers. Basically, this is very evident in this particular group. They attempt to develop self identity and independence and seek security from their peers. Basically, it is very evident. Basically, the examples are you are only. Whenever they will be doing some kind of activity, they will be finding that their peers are there by the side or not. That is very prevalent. Toward the end of this stage, they develop more mature attitude and develop patterns of behavior that they associate with the adults. Basically, in this particular stage, they will be trying to compare themselves with the adult human being, and they will be trying to behave like them also sometimes. The next one is the describe the emotional characteristics of adolescence. Okay, so in this stage, emotional development is often stormy and in conflict. Adolescents try to establish their identities and independence. They respond more and more to peer groups influence. So this is the mental emotional characteristics. So in this video, up to these questions. In the next video, I'll be discussing the next questions what has been given in this book. Anyway, even now also I'm just requesting you to get this book, because that will be very helpful for your examination, I believe. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and please share this video to your friends also, so that they can also get benefited, and ask your friends also so that they can also buy this book, so that they can also getting benefited for the exams. Thank you so much for watching.